Bro, Thor is my best friend. He's so funny. I love him.
I'm not even.
Chat. Can we like spread these stools out a little? This is like a little, a little close. Or move. Oh. No, just stop. Don't be annoying. Move those. I'm automatic all the time.
So I want to take today to go over the car wash and go over homecoming, because we got the car wash this Saturday, next week being homecoming, okay? And then tomorrow, my desire is that we start learning movement 3 and putting that out on the field, so that next week we can spend a little bit of time on Tuesday putting it together with everybody. Did you notice how easily things went together last night? Right, with everybody knowing exactly where they go, we didn't have much that we needed to clean up with the drill, and that even allowed me to change a few things, which was really great, okay? So hopefully we can do that next week also. But again, we're going to be learning movement 3, but you're not performing it next Friday. We're not going to perform movement 3 until the 4th grade stadium show on September, I think 27th is a Friday. Okay, that last Friday of September. Okay, everybody got that? Yeah? Yes, okay, good. I know Brian's a wealth of information, but. Okay, I'll deal with Brian and everything related to him, okay? Now, car wash, this Saturday. What do you need to wear for the car wash? Band shirt. What else? Raise your hand up. A lot of people blurting up, but closed-toed shoes, right? Do Crocs count?
No. Yes.
No, even in sports mode, they're terrible. Okay, yeah. No jewelry or necklaces, right? And then you're kind of a prime example. Like, as awesome as those are, right? You go leaning across the car and then scratch up the hood or something like that. So no jewelry. I mean, if you got earrings, then that's fine. But I mean, if they're like what I call fishing tackle, like, you know, stuff, like really big, you don't want to wear that at the car wash. Okay? Yeah, Cora.
Something you don't care about getting wet.
Yeah. And now, do you get really wet? No. But you just want to make sure that you're careful with that. Now, I would say wear some type of light shorts. It's going to be a gorgeous day on Saturday, okay? But, you know, some people show up wearing jeans, and I'm like, all right, if that makes you comfortable, cool. Sweatpants, no. And then pajama bottoms.
Yes.
That's gonna be CJ.
What's that?
For sure.
Yeah, they regretted it so much. Okay, now, hold my voice right now.
He's probably taking a shit.
So make sure that you dress appropriately for that. Wear your band shirt, no jewelry, closed-toed shoes, some light shorts or whatever. And then, you know, again, be prepared because you might get a little bit wet because you're washing cars. Now, one of the things that I always am surprised by is the number of people that have never washed a car before. Now, at least you all have washed a car. And you know, with that, some of you probably haven't washed a car since the last car wash. Okay? So here's the way that we're going to be going through the car wash. Now, can anybody let's see if I can. Okay, somebody tell me what's different about the order of the car wash this year. Natalia?
Windows and dryer swapped.
Windows and dryer swap. Now the parents suggested that we do this because when the car would get up to the windows, there was nothing really for it to dry. So we're going to squeeze up, and then the windows were actually harder to clean as a result. So we're going to clean the windows first, and then move it up to the drying station. Now, this is not accurate right now because I set this up for 24 pairs of people. right? Because we've got the two lines going on. And the reason that we've got to keep everything in an even number, and I'm not talking about pairs of people, but even number of groups, is because if I've got one line that's an even number of spots and the other line that's an odd number of spots, then one of the groups is not going to be able to experience everything, or they're going to have to do double duty. You know what I mean? So, but the good part about it is, right now, shift 1 is completely full, 2 is completely full. We got a couple spots in shift 3, but I'm going to be able to add spots to this that is going to give you more flexibility and more like downtime, basically. And then also that's going to cause you to be in a spot for a shorter amount of time, right, for each rotation. So we're going to start with pre-wash, right? And you remember what to do with the pre-wash, right? You got a garden hose, right? And a car pulls up, and what do? Spray it. Now, here's the thing. It's an easy job to do, right? Car wet. And now you're standing there. Right? Okay? Now, I know I'm preaching the chorus because you all heard this last year, but nothing will be more frustrating to all these people that are out in the line, and or people put that way. If they're out in the line, like sitting there waiting to get their car washed for free by a bunch of teenagers, and they look up and people are goofing around, okay? And in their mind, they're going to be going, that's why I'm sitting here for a long time. Even though in your mind you're going, I've done my job, that car is, you can look at this, right? We can even make a scientific experiment on it. The car is wet, okay? We can prove that, okay? And now I'm going to wet down Emma, okay? You know, they're not going to understand that. So they're going to see that all this goofing around is going on, and then they're going to get frustrated, and then they're going to, like, leave. We don't want that to happen. So we want to make sure that we have fun, but that we don't goof around. You know what's the difference between the two? And you did an awesome job of that last year. I love the fact that I didn't have to worry about people goofing around. And then that way, those that were sitting there for 45 minutes are looking up going, oh my gosh, this is so incredible. Look at all these people working. This is worth my time. Right? Because time is one thing that is so valuable to people because you can never get it back. And so we want to make sure that they understand that this is worth it by showing them, hey, we're working really hard for you. Okay? Then once I say move up to the next spot, you and your partner do the back tires. When that car pulls up, okay, get in and scrub all that brake dust off of the rim and the hubcap of the tire. Clean the outside of the tire. You don't have to worry about getting treads or anything like that, but get that as clean as possible. Be listening to the parent that is at that station to let you know when to move and stuff like that, because like when the car is done, you'll get up and you'll step away. And then the next car will come up, right? And then you move up to the car and then do your thing. We need to make sure that this station, because you're constantly moving back and forth, doesn't start to shift this way. Okay, you know what I mean? Because cars are different sizes, you know, like length between the tire axles. And so you want to make sure that, you know, let the car come up and stop and then go attack it. It always looks like an Indy pit, right? Car stops and all of a sudden, people like swarming, right? So get good clean, and then when I say move ahead, then you go to front tires, okay? And I understand that you're sitting on top of the crate, and that's part of the reason you're sitting there looking long the way across the lane to your car. That hurts a lot, okay? But you will be reunited when you go to get the bugs and stuff off the front of the car, okay? So clean it up. You'll have a scrub brush, you'll have sponges, get that good and clean. Ooh, remind me of this. If you drop a sponge, what should you do? Cora?
You should give it to the parent that's like working at that station and get a new one because it might pick up rocks and scratch the car.
All of that, exactly. Okay, you remember that discussion from last year? Because it just blows my mind that people come driving up in cars that cost more than my house. And they're like, okay kids, wash my car. You know, like nothing would be worse than somebody sitting there like taking off a layer of paint with a rock-filled sponge, okay? So, especially when you go up to the wash station. Now, when you go to the wash station, you and your partner are going to be responsible for washing the back half of the car, okay? Now, because there's 4 people doing that, could you actually like do more than that? Of course, it's totally fine. But what I need you to remember is that when I say move ahead, that if you were on the back, then you move there. if you just happen to be watching the front of the car and I say move ahead, you go up there, and then I've got 2 people here, 4 people at rinse. Then now we're off. Then I gotta go and adjust. Okay? So be mindful of that. Oh, and remember, what are you there to watch? Cars, not
People.
exactly. Okay? So please, if that is a concern, your own concern, just take a shower before you come. Okay? Don't sit there and go, well, time for my yearly bath. Here's the damn car wash. And I'm going to get all soaked up by my buddy. All right? So, nay on that. Okay. Cool. Now, everybody understand wash? Then you go up to the rinse. Same thing. You have a hose. You have a hose. All right? And now this time a ladder. So this does not mean that you take the high point advantage and you're pregnant. Okay, that's to get the top of the car. Rinse the car from the top down. One of you can be up on the ladder, get the top bit, rinse it all down, hand the hose politely to your partner, and then they can rinse the rest of the car down that way. So at that time, you also need to check to be sure that they've washed the car well. You might have a sponge there to kind of touch things up. What color car tends to show dirt the most? White, right? But here's the thing, it shows the dirt the most when it's being cleaned. But when it pulls up, you might look a little, but the minute that you start to scrub away at that, all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, that's really dirt. So that will show streaks really good. But here's the thing, on what part of the car do you want to make sure that you focus on to make sure that you get the dirt from? Does anybody know? What do you think, Piper?
Mirrors.
You think the mirrors, right? Because the driver is like sitting there looking at it, going, oh, hey, I look good. I can see myself in the mirror and out the windows and stuff like that. But it's not that. What's it? The bottom. Okay? Specifically right here and right there. Okay? That's called the rocker pad. All right? And that's because that's where the tires are pushing up the most road dirt and stuff like that. And especially those people that can save their car for like a few weeks after they go like mud bogging out in the fields. And then they come up and they're like, wash this, right? Then it's going to be all down in this area. So, start washing from the top down, just like rinsing, right? Wash from the top down, but really concentrate on getting low on the car and getting all that dirt off down there, okay? That's the spot that we miss the most, because when it goes up to the rinse, then they're constantly looking, especially back there, because people tend to ignore behind the rear tires, you know? And if it's a rear wheel drive car, that's where it's spending a lot of its energy, okay? So, those are the areas that you need to make sure that you focus on. Then we go up to the windows. They'll give you the squeegee. Now it's wet. The windows are wet, and then you can squeegee off the windows, okay? Now, if you don't know how to squeegee a window, I highly suggest just going and hanging out at a gas station, because they got the squeegees there, and just ask people, hey, can I squeegee off your window, and practice, okay? It'd be like, you know, the people on the corner, you know, maybe like have a tin can. There you go, yeah. Would you like to sponsor me for the car wash? No, I'm kidding, folks, don't do that. But you can actually get a little bit of practice. In fact, if you want to practice, tell your parents, hey, I'll wash your car between now and Saturday. Now, don't make that stop them from bringing the car to the car wash, because we know that we wash some cars like 4 or 5 times, right? Okay, so, which reminds me, how many of you have your driver's license and are able to drive a car to the car wash now? Awesome. You cannot bring your car through the car wash during your shift or at a time that would interfere with you being on time for your shift. So make sure that you're planning ahead for that, okay? Because sometimes I've had people like go, I brought my car and my partner's gonna cover everything and I'm gonna go get my car in the line. And then, you know, like an hour of your shift, you're sitting in the line and not actually helping out. So do that around that time. If you're in the third shift, we always have time where it's like, okay, seniors, go get your car, bring it through. Okay, juniors, go get your car. Sophomores, go get your car. Really old freshmen, go get your car. Okay? So, do the windows, then you do the dry station. You might have seen trucks driving around town called Sown Laundry, and it's a company in the Lansing area that they provide linen for like hotels and restaurants and stuff like that. And they have graciously donated towels for us to use on Saturday. So we're not having to use those old nasty bath towels that have been hanging out in Chippewa Band Room for literally decades. okay? So we're gonna have good towels to use to dry off the car. This also means that we're gonna have a group of people, 2 people in each lane that are gonna be responsible for getting dry towels to the dry station and taking the wet ones and getting them loaded up into a cart for the parent volunteers to take to the dryers. Okay, when they bring them back from the dryers, to fold them up and get them ready to hand out to the drying station. So that's what towels will do, all right? Everybody understand that? Now, what I'll probably do, because we've got enough people, is that I might add like 2 spots to the dry, so that 4 people are drying the car, okay? And then, after like you do dry back, dry front, towels, then I'm gonna add in travel time. Because right now, it's just like, once you're done there, as fast as you get out to the road. But I'll build in a travel time so that you, like, one of your shifts will be you walking out to the road. Now, when you get out to the roadside, you will tell the people, hey, I'm here to relieve the people in lane 1. And then those people, that's when their break starts. So if they run all the way back here, they'll get a longer break. If they walk slowly, they won't get as long of a break, right? You know, that's your choice, totally fine. But we gotta keep things moving. So anyway, when you get up to the road, as you know, you're responsible for appropriately encouraging vehicles to come to the car wash, okay? We'll have signs, you jump all around. Can you go out into the road?
No.
No, because Jolly Road doesn't seem to have a speed limit sometimes, okay, by some people. And we don't want anybody squished, all right? We also don't want to cross over Hewlett Road. We can just stay up there by the sign that says Oklamas High School. There will be a parent there with signs and stuff like that to, you know, help you out. If a car comes like off the road, not like accident-wise, but if they pull over and they say, hey, we don't have time, but here's a donation, take that, give it to the parent, okay? Because that's like a donation, like a bucket donation, as people come through the car wash, all right? So then after that, then you've got a break. Now, folks, your band boosters have been working so hard to make sure that you all have a great experience, not only with volunteering, but then also providing you with such good food that you're ready for this. Tomorrow night, we're bringing a freezer into the band room. Okay, a freezer. Do you know why we're bringing a freezer in here? Because the MSU Dairy Store is donating ice cream.
Oh, shoot.
So, this is how hard your band boosters have been working. They've been talking to so many people to get corporate donations, to get food donations, to the point that the dairy store is like, yep, here you go. Now, with that in mind though, you need to be as gracious and as polite to all of the parents that are volunteering, right? Because just like the people that are going to be there in line to get their car washed, these volunteers are going to be giving up a Saturday to come and help you out. And if they get attitude from a student, right, they're going to sit there and go, this isn't worth it, right? And how many boogers does it take at a punch bowl to ruin it?
1.
Yeah, okay. And there's no other way to think about it, right? I mean, that is, and if somebody's like, maybe 3. Anyway, so please do not be that booger at the punch bowl. All right, be the person that is again very thankful to the parents that are helping out, and being thankful to all the sponsors. Like we're gonna even bring some cars and have them on display here from some local dealerships. I mean, the fact that so is donating towels that they have to use, I mean, all that is such awesome things because everybody in this community knows how important this car wash is, how great this band is, and they want to support it. So you have to be gracious back to them. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So that's pretty much it for the car wash. And then of course we got lane 1 and lane 2. Right? Lane 1 is the far lane, lane 2 is the lane closest to the band room. So when I'm telling everybody where to go, I'll let you know, like, okay, lane 1, station 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, here's another thing to remember. When I say station 10, that's different than what the parent volunteers have. What they've got different stations. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 stations. Okay? You know what I mean? Because theirs are by the groupings that we have. So if I say go to station 7 and you go out there and you go to the parent station 7, then we're gonna have an issue, okay? So the parents are doing something completely different. I'm not responsible for them, I'm just responsible for you all, okay? We're my shift 1 workers. Be here at 8 o'clock. You don't need to be here at 7:45, just get here at 8 o'clock. We're gonna spend a little bit of time getting everything set up for the car wash. Probably, I mean, honestly, in the last few years, around 8:40, we've started washing cars, that's early, right? And then we'll continue to wash cars until your shift is over with at 11. Now, we're my second shift people, okay? You need to be here at 10:45, all right? Now, get here at 10:45, come into the band room, I'll tell you where you're gonna go, all right? Now, some of you, your partner might already be out there working in the car wash line. I will go out and let those people know, who's ever working like shifts 1 and 2. I'll let you know, okay, this is where you're going next, okay? And then that's like on the switch, it's really easy, it's always helped out. Or you might go out there and say to your partner, hey, I know that you're on Windows, but we're gonna start back at wash, okay? And it's pretty simple like that. Then at 11 o'clock, we relieve the first shift, second shift goes in there, then you bust tail all the way until 2 o'clock. We're my third shift people. 1:45 is when you report, okay? And then we do the same thing. I'll tell you where you're gonna go. If you're out there, I'll come and let you know where you're going for shift 3. At 2 o'clock, we relieve shift 2. Shift 3 goes out there. From 3 to 4, you're washing cars. And then we wind the car wash down and we start packing it up. And then by 5 o'clock, we've got the car wash put away. We celebrate. We eat the rest of the food that's left over, or you take it home with you. All that good stuff. Okay? Everybody got that? Questions about the car wash? Paul?
Is the fire truck gonna come this year?
I don't know. I don't know if it will. That was pretty awesome when it came through last year, right? And we thanked them profusely because it's like, and we also were like, okay, everybody be ready to get out of the way if that fire truck has to put on its lights and turn and burn, right? So we don't know. They just happen to have an open day. Now, mind you, my brother-in-law's a firefighter, and they have to wash their vehicles like on a regular basis. Yeah. And the fact that they brought it through to let you guys wash it was pretty special, you know? So, and of course, they're like, just put water and rinse it off. Like you were gonna be able to get up on top of it and stuff like that. We will have poles for you to get up on top of normal cars, by the way, okay? And stuff like that. Because I know sometimes I'm even like jumping up to try to get to the top of my car. Other questions? Did I cover it all? Okay? So we're gonna have a great car wash. Have they been announcing it on the morning announcements?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Bobby,
I need to hear that.
thank you,
because I'm not-
Bobby has been doing it very enthusiastically every morning.
Good. Well, thank Bobby for me, everybody.
Let's copy.
Whomever that is.
Yeah.
All right? Now, so that's Saturday. And then Sunday, you all dressed up because next week is homecoming. All right? Now, this is no different than last year with one big exception. Grand Ledge is not smack dab in the middle of the week.
Yes.
Okay? But you've got Tuesday evening rehearsal, and again, what the plan is that we're gonna be taking the drill that we're gonna start learning tomorrow, movement 3, and hopefully get that, you know, as much of that on the field with some music. But even though we're not gonna perform movement 3 at the homecoming game, we're just gonna do movements 1 and 2, all right? Do the day job, all right? So the theme, as you can see up there, is twin night, okay? So you and a friend dress alike for the twins. To let you know, Nitya and Bhavya have been told that they cannot participate as twins. Okay, that's cheating. And I told Faith that that they couldn't bring their twin Maddie that night just for that sake. Yeah.
You said that last year, but they still won.
But, well, that was on the drum ages, and so that's why this year I'm like really clear with them. Okay, that's cheating. Okay, so and I'm sure that they're sitting there as twins going, it's not our fault. You know? So anyway, that's Tuesday night. Wednesday, bonfire. Okay, just like last year. Well, actually different than last year because we had rehearsal and then we did the bonfire, right? But now it's just be here at 6:45, wearing Okemos apparel. So you can wear your band shirt, you can wear something maroon, you can wear something that says Okemos or band, or even just a big I Love Mr. Stice shirt. Totally would work, okay? That's acceptable. At 6:45, we report here to the band room. At 7 o'clock, we march over, okay? Side, once you and the other front ensemble folks get here, you're gonna immediately take all your stuff down there, okay? And then just wait, because then we'll come on down. Now, if you have your cymbals with you too, but if everything is all set up and good to go, and we come around the corner and you wanna jump in and do the series, that's totally fine. If you just wanna wait until we get down by you, that's totally cool too, all right? So we march down, remember how we did that last year along the tree line? We'll turn, we'll play the fight song, we'll do Sweet Caroline, turn and go up the sucker, movement 1, movement 2, fight song, turn, and go. Okay? That's it. Because they just want us to get it kicked off. And so about 7:15, we'll be done. We'll march over there by the A and B wings like we did last year. I'll dismiss from there. You can come back to the band room, put your stuff away, and then you've got these options. Go away, okay? Go to the bonfire, or stay here for a little bit because they will have cider and donuts in the band room specifically for the band, okay? And you're gonna have that, and then after that, you can either go to the bonfire or
Go away.
go away, all right? Regardless, at 8 p.m., I leave. I lock this up. You're not able to get back into the building. Anything that's in this room that is personal is not going to be able to be attained until 3rd hour the next day. Every year, I get emails from somebody, I left my backpack in the band room after the bonfire. I got calculus homework that needs to be done by now. I'm like, no, ain't getting done now. Okay, I'm not coming back. So make sure that you take everything with you, all right? So a lot of times that happens to our athletes that are coming from practice right to this, and then they're like, I'm going to the bonfire, and then they leave all their stuff in here. You know, put it on your car, take it with you, something like that. Don't leave it in the band room that night, okay? And then Friday. I think that our timeline is still the same as last year, so I'm expecting like 1:10. It's during 6th hour. You're going to excuse yourself from your 6-hour class. Teachers will have a list, okay? And just when it's 1:10, just go, okay, I have to go get ready for the assembly. Don't just stand up and be like, peace, I'm out, okay? They are not going to really appreciate that, okay? Head down here, get your stuff. We're going to go into the gym to get ourselves set up. I'll get you a second, okay? Yeah. Right, it's a shortened day. Yeah. Otherwise. So then when we go into the gym, we're gonna set up just like we did last time, where, and let me draw this out for you again. Here's my awesome rendition of the gym. That looks like the gym, right? Yeah. Okay, here's bleachers, okay? So we'll have the brass block right there, okay? Drum line right here, sousaphones there, okay? And then the woodwind block here, but not in the stands. Yeah. It is on the stands, isn't it? Okay? And then color guard right there. All right? And you can be in 2 lines, like 3 and 4, whatever. Okay? We'll play the fight song, we'll play another song, we'll play the fight song, we'll play another song. We'll just keep going back and forth on that until the speaker body is in there. We'll play the fight song one more time to get them all fired up. And then they will have spots in the bleachers right there for you all to go there, you all to go there, drum line 2 is go there, color guard go over there, or something like that. Just get out of the way. Now, if you're involved with an activity like the dance or any of the other things, I don't know if they're doing games or whatnot, then when that's your time, then just go and do that, okay? But unfortunately, we don't have the ability for people to go and sit with their classes, all right? Now, at the end, drumline, you will do the series, as always, okay? And I think I've got that there. Drumline plays, right around 2:30, okay? And then when all that is done, and they dismiss us, then, I don't know why I've got 2:29 assembly ends, that's weird. Anyway, I'll fix that. After that, then percussion and tubas will go on the trailer, and that's gonna meet us over at the parade line, okay? So we need to make sure that sticks are on there, mouthpiece is on there also, okay? And then you're free to go or to stay, okay? Because at 4 o'clock, again, you've got awesome band parents, Subway is bringing food for you, all right? I'm gonna send out a Google form for you to fill out to indicate if you plan on having Subway. Because if you don't, if you want to get something else to eat, that's totally fine. If you want to bring your own food, totally fine. Not gonna bother any of us, but we have to have an idea. Even though I'm gonna tell Mr. Beamer, like, yeah, we've got 120 people that are gonna have Subway, and he's gonna bring enough food for 500. Like, that's just how Mr. Beamer always is.
Yes.
All right? So, but that's when it's gonna start. If you get there at 4:15, you can still have subs. If you get there at 4:30, you can still have subs. Just eat quick, okay? Because at 4:45, you need to start getting into uniform. You do not need to be in uniform by 4:45. You need to start being in uniform by 4:47. Okay? At 5 o'clock, everybody should be in uniform. Even though this says 5:15, the buses leave, that's when the last bus leaves, because the buses come kind of in a like, away, you know, at different times. So I'll load up a bus, send you. Load up the next bus, send that group, so on and so forth, okay? But by 5:15, the buses all have to go. We're gonna head down to the parade lineup, okay? It begins right at 5:30, okay? Ends back here, it takes us about 20 minutes to do, and then after that, you can relax, get some water, use the restroom, whatever. Even eat if you brought some food. But what I'm going to ask of you is that when we get done, if you want to take your jacket off and sit down, that you do that in the auditorium. We're not going to take our jackets off and sit down in the grass, or we're not going to leave our jackets on and sit down in the grass. Okay? Everybody understand that? Awesome. Because then at 6:30, around 6:20, I'm going to say, okay, everybody, let's get ready to go. And then it's a normal Friday night. Okay? Line up. March on out, do pregame, do halftime in minutes 1 and 2, cheer on our team for hopefully another victory. Okay? And then after that, then that's it. Okay. Yeah.
Do you know the homecoming spirit week thing?
Somewhere it was sent out to me, but I don't yeah. Color guard can, yeah, but I mean, the band proper doesn't need to. All right? Yeah. All right. So, what?
The spirit week is gonna be posted everywhere.
There we go. That's a very helpful answer. Yes. No, I just stay inside. Yeah, just because again, it doesn't look great when people are just walking around like half dressed. I mean, let's, you know, kind of put it in that text, you know? Like, I don't know if, you know, I want to show up to somebody's house and they're walking around half dressed. I guess, but it's still the look of it, right? So, and besides, air conditioning. Not air conditioning. Air conditioning, okay? Cool. Any other questions? Good? Awesome. Okay, Ellie?
Are you gonna play pep rally again?
No, I'm not. Okay. I'm sorry. Look. That was fun last year, but you gotta remember, homecoming was like 2 weeks later last year, right? It was the first week of October. So, what's that?
More part-time?
Well, because I had a lot more time to prepare with the teachers. At the beginning of the year, like, ask Miss Whitaker, we don't get a single second of free time. You know? Last year, it was like, okay, did all that busy work for the first 3 weeks, and then the next couple weeks that I was able to work with the teachers on doing the dance. I was pretty good. Yeah, you did a good job. You did great. And then added the trombone part later. That was fun. Yeah.
Are you gonna at least play an instrument at the pep rally?
No, there's no plan for that.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Don't.
There's no plan for that. I'm not even gonna put a yet on that, right? That's gonna really give you false hope. You just watch me during the pep assembly, otherwise this will happen.
Nice symbol solo?
Oh, come on, play with the, during the series, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, everybody good?
Yeah.
Cool, now, take out rule 3. Alright? I know. Okay? You guys can go out there and work
Sorry.
What's up?
The Gumshoe is on.
Oh my.
Guys, I was live streaming that whole time in class.
You were what?
Live streaming on Dick Gumshoe?
Bro, why?
I don't know. I'm gonna check if I got any viewers.